So I just finished renovating the bathroom at my Palm Springs Airbnb, and like usual, I learned a lot in the process. Today I'm gonna spill exactly how much I spent on this renovation and things I think you should know before doing any renovation. So let's start with the costs involved with this one. For context, every renovation is more expensive than you think it's gonna be, and this was no exception. It did end up being a bit more expensive than I expected. My estimate was that it would cost about $5,000 to renovate this bathroom. But here's how much it really cost for everything. For all of the demo supplies, it was $135.73. The plumbing supplies, including a tool that was kind of expensive, was $118. The Quikrete, lumber, and some other miscellaneous things was $172. The waterproofing supplies, $67.04. Everything to build the shower, including the drain, was $442.68. Junk removal was $160. The Hardy backer, tape, and mud was $131. The wall tile was about $15 per square foot and totaled to be $1,577. And the floor tile was $8 per square foot, and that totaled to be $652. The vanity was $813. The pair of sconces were $358. The shower glass was $403. Pretty good price for that. The mirror was $105. The hardware in the bathroom was $99 total. The shower head was $146.79. And the faucet for the sink was $98. The Schluter edge pieces totaled to be about $41, and some other miscellaneous Home Depot and Lowe's trips were around $150. And the tile contractor that I hired to help us was $1,500. So that gives us a grand total of $6,859 to renovate this bathroom, which is pretty good. And it's very possible I'm forgetting something. It's probably a few $100s more than that if we're being real here. If you guys want to know where any of the stuff is from, I've linked it all in the description box. So the average bathroom renovation is actually $11,290. And I do think if we had hired everything out to do this bathroom, it would have been, I think, about $15,000 when you factor in the cost that labor is more expensive in California. And we also did some complicated things like building a shower floor, dealing with the drain, reframing a custom niche, moving the plumbing, and hardwiring for sconces. So by doing this with the help of my dad, I definitely saved a lot of money, and it is so much more budget friendly if you do things yourself. And this way I could justify spending more on certain materials like the vanity and the wall tiles because I was saving so much on labor. But there are a couple things in hindsight I think I could have saved more on. The first is there is a floating vanity from IKEA that looks very similar to this one. It's the IKEA Godmorgan vanity. It's only around $500. It's even less if you don't go for the wood look. Versus the vanity I ended up buying was about $800 with shipping. The IKEA one is a lot more affordable, and what's really cool about it is there are several different companies that actually make door fronts for it. So if you want to change the look of it a few years later, you can buy new door fronts and it will look brand new. You can make it oak, you can paint it whatever color. So I think that is a really cool option that I would consider for any future bathroom renovations. The only thing is a lot of these companies don't make side panels, and that's why I didn't go with it, because you do see the sides. I just thought it would bother me if the fronts look different than the sides. So that's why I personally didn't do that, but I think that's a great option. And the second is the wall tile. The one I picked is pretty expensive, and there are a lot of very similar ones that are about half the price. I do love this wall tile, but it was $15 a square foot, and I have seen very similar ones for half of that price. For example, these outdoor shower tiles, it's that same handmade tile look, very similar, but they're an inch wider, so they are half the cost. Okay, they're actually not half the cost anymore. I think the price went up, but now it's more like 2/3 the cost. And they still look amazing. I think if you're more on a budget, but you want that same look, I would go with these tiles. That would have saved me probably $700. The skinnier the tile, generally, the more expensive it's gonna be. It's more cost involved with making them. And this is a 2-inch by 10-inch tile. You can get a 3-inch by 12-inch. It's still gonna look amazing, in my opinion. So those are a couple ways that you can get a very similar look for less. And now let's talk about some things that you should know before doing a renovation. The first thing I wish I knew before any of these home renovations is that about 60% of the cost of a renovation is going to be on the labor, not the materials. It can be hard to gauge how much a project will cost, but generally I found this to be the case. The labor is
the most expensive part.
I think this is a good rule of thumb, and people really have no idea the actual cost of labor for these things. Especially after doing this with my dad, I feel like those labor costs are justified because it is a lot of work. Even a small bathroom, there is so much work that goes into waterproofing everything, making sure things are level or sloped downwards, things that you don't really see behind the walls. Whatever the cost of the materials that you have, double or triple that, and that's gonna be most likely what the actual cost is of your renovation. So if you can do it yourself, you're gonna save a lot of money.
But if not, that's totally fine too, but I would definitely budget appropriately. Next thing you should know is to make a plan of what you want done while the walls are open.
When the walls are open is kind of your one chance to move things around. So what I personally did is wired 4 sconces instead of 1 light, and also moved the shower valve on the opposite side of the shower so that when you turn it on, you don't get sprayed by water. You'd hate to realize that you want that after, because then I'd have to take out all that tile again, and I'm not doing that. You know, look on Pinterest, take notes. I personally recommend putting the shower valve on the opposite side if you have a fixed glass panel, because it is just so nice to not have to go in and then run away from the cold water, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to change anything around. Of course, it is going to be a little bit more expensive, but if you do want to, definitely think about it, because this is the time to do it.
Also keep in mind outlet placements, because this is an easier time to switch those around as well if you'd like. I've seen a lot of people do this under vanity lighting. That's really cool. I actually wired for this, but I just haven't installed the light yet, so that's a cool idea as well.
And along with that, take photos while the walls are open. Just snap a few photos on your iPhone. I now have photos of where all the pipes are, where there's any electrical cords. That is kind of nice for the future. If I ever am screwing into the wall, I can refer back to those photos to make sure I'm not gonna hit anything.
Next is, if you're ordering something online for your renovation, try and order it from somewhere that has an in-person store that's easily returnable.
I did make this mistake on this renovation. I ordered a really nice sink top from Wayfair. It was $300, very heavy. It was really nice, but unfortunately, the timing of the custom vanity that I wanted to have built wasn't going to be done in time.
And the new vanity already had a sink built in, so I didn't need this other sink anymore.
I then had to return that sink. I had to pay $50 to return it, go to the FedEx store, this whole thing. So I always try to order stuff from places where they have an in-person store so I don't have to pay to ship it back, and it's just easier to return it. Even Home Depot and Lowe's have a much better selection online. So if you don't really love what they have in the store, they have a lot more stuff online, and then if it doesn't end up working out, it is still really easy to return. No matter how many times you measure, how careful you are, there's just always going to be something that doesn't end up working out because plans change. You might end up needing something slightly bigger or smaller, or it doesn't look the same as it was online. This is so common, and you'll save yourself a lot of headaches if you can return it in person. The next thing I wish I knew is there is a tool for anything that you're not strong enough to do.
When we were demoing the bathroom, it was nearly impossible to get some of these tiles off. But when I did some research online, I found that I just wasn't using the right tool. And there's a tool for basically anything.
If you can't get some tile off the wall, you can rent a machine that is basically like a motorized hammer. There really is a tool for anything.
Or in our case, just getting a sledgehammer worked way better than a chisel and hammer.
Whether you want to do it or not is a whole other thing, because it's a lot of work. But I think it is nice to know that it is possible to do, really no matter your strength, because I am not a strong person.
Even some of the drywall screws were more difficult to put in and required more arm strength. But I found a different kind that were easier to put in for people that just aren't as strong.
And the last thing you really need to know before doing any renovation is it is going to take longer than you think. So budget for more time. With this bathroom renovation, it is tricky because it's an Airbnb, so I have to block off the time and I have to get it done in that amount of time. And we did go over what I initially expected, so I had to block off off a little more time, which was luckily available. The saying is that a renovation is gonna take double the time and double the budget. For this renovation, we were very on schedule until we hired a tile contractor. Once we hired a contractor, things really slowed down, which is pretty typical. The way that a lot of contractors run their businesses is they will take on more projects before they're finished with the last one. So that's why they might start just not showing up as often to finish yours when it's a little over halfway done, because they've started a new project. This is not uncommon. If you're doing things yourself, you can stay more on schedule, I think, because you just have more control over it, but it does eventually get done and you will be so happy with it, probably. Hopefully.
I think this is important to know so that you can manage your expectations and not get as frustrated, because you kind of know that this is normal and this is kind of how it will be. With this bathroom, the tile contractor would straight up just lie and tell us, oh, I'll have everything done tomorrow, and it would still not be done like 3 days later. I feel like that honestly is not uncommon, so I would just take things with a grain of salt.
So that is so important to know, just to manage your expectations and not get as frustrated, and to also be really proactive about making sure that people are showing up and work is getting done. This is a small bathroom. It's 5 by 8 feet, and it still took us 4 weeks to fully renovate it. We weren't working on it full time though. I will say there were days where we only put like 3 hours of work in, but it was many hours of both myself and my dad working on it.
But we got it done eventually, and I think it looks awesome. So I hope this video was helpful if you're planning any kind of renovation. It really is so different for every project, but I hope that the transparency with the costs is helpful. Be sure to subscribe if you guys haven't yet, and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!